I also feel like one of these days, either my college teachers or university teachers are gonna like find this video, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, Nich, should I be worried about glue sticks around you?" But luckily, in my college, there are no glue sticks. At least I know. Okay, and do I seem like the kind of guy that would obviously purposely like harm a person? Don't answer that question. Jesus Christ. So this all actually happened this year, actually, during my GCSEs. Obviously, GCSEs it's a massive thing that everybody does, you know, that in the whole of the UK. Everybody has done the GCSEs, if you were not from the UK, but you have, if you're a UK teen, you are going to do the you're going to do your GCSEs, or you have done your GCSEs. When it was GCSE times, there's a lot of revision classes. So it's here in the revision class that it happened. I am gonna call her Mrs. Teacher. So we're there with Mrs. Teacher, and we're ready to start the class. Obviously class started. Everything is going nice. Everything is going nice and dandy. We're sitting there learning, you know, the subject and all that kind of stuff. And then things start to get worse. And by things start to get worse, the whole class is rowdy. Everyone is doing their own shit. You know, it's fucking World War III in that fucking class, mate. Like, everything is just going haywire and freaking crazy. And she just can't control the class. You know, she's telling people to keep quiet, but they're not keeping quiet. She's telling people to obviously like do the work, but they're not doing the work. And it just kind of escalates. It just kind of escalates and keeps on going over and over again. But the common misconception is that people believe that I am the one that made her cry. Correction. I will take blame for nearly killing her. Alright? I will take blame for that. However, I will not take blame for part blame. I'll take part blame for making her cry. It was the class's fault. It was the class's fault. Basically, I just said that I made her cry just because of clickbait, just because I want views, okay? Okay, shut up, okay? I'm using this terrible story to get fucking clout on fucking YouTube, bro. Fuck's sake. But yeah, it was a sort of escalation kind of problem, basically. Like, the whole class wasn't cooperating with her, and you could tell that she was getting a bit agitated. You could tell that she was getting a bit, you know, like tearing uppy and all that kind of stuff. You can tell that, like, you know, something was wrong and something was going to escalate, you know. It just so happens that one of the people who weren't doing shit, okay? You can ask people in my fucking school. I hardly used to fucking like cause a ruckus, okay? Although you see my TikToks and you think I'm this insane person, in school I wasn't that much of an insane person in class, okay? There's about 6 people doing their work, and I was one of them 6 people out of this nearly 30 people in this classroom. So I feel like it was all about that sort of little push, you know, because it was just sort of escalating, you know, with her. And I feel like anybody could have had that push to make her leave the classroom and cry, but it just so happened, and unluckily, you know, it was me that did it. So that's why I'm sort of clickbaiting, even though in terms of who made her cry, it's the whole classroom as a collective. Okay, that's just a minor citation. Okay, I didn't make her cry, the whole class did. Okay, it was escalating, and then it reached a climax, and then bang, she left crying, okay? So this is how I nearly killed her. Everybody's like going insane and not cooperating, and she's like, okay, let me put on the YouTube video. So she goes to her desk to put on a video to show us, to help us with our revision. You know how like classrooms are set where there's like 2 rows in a sense? So he was sitting like on the other, tables of rows. So it's like table, and that kind of like layout. So he was sitting like on the other side of the table, and he had a glue stick that he wanted to throw to my friend on my table, who was on the other side of me, you know, who was at the end part of the table. All he did was like, you know what, here's the glue stick, and then he threw it to him because, you know, my other friend wanted the glue stick. So obviously, you know me, I play basketball, okay? And the one thing about people who play basketball, they just love blocking stuff. You know, if you throw something in the air, they just want to just smack that shit in the air and just block it, you know? So I'm just sitting there, I'm just like fucking sitting there, just like, okay, alright, I'm doing my own shit, you know, and then I see this fucking glue stick flying in the air, and I'm just like, shit, boys, fuck, like the whole time slows down. And I'm just like, damn, bro, I really want to block this glue stick. I didn't even think of the fucking horrible stuff that could come in the end, because I thought everything was just gonna be nice afterwards. You know, I was aiming to, like, you know, as the glue stick flies in the air, just to like just smack it down so it just hits the ground. Nothing bad, you know, nothing bad. So the glue stick flies up in the air, and my wrist game was a bit off, I will say. Yeah, it was a bit off. And then, so the glue stick flies up in the air, and then I just fucking smack that shit, bro. Like, I was just like, yeah, fuck this shit. I just fucking fucking smack that shit, bro. Like, fucking get the fuck out of my hair. Like, some dude was trying to fucking slam dunk, and I was just like, nigga, get the fuck out of my fucking court, nigga. The fuck? You know, not thinking that like anything horrible could happen. But then, there's the horrible shit. It flew across the air. Alright, flew across the air, bounced, like, it flew across the air, bounced, like, on the wall, because it was like, she was sitting at, like, a corner. That's what her desk was, like, a corner kind of angle, you know, like, that corner right there, yeah, like sort of that. So the glue stick sort of just, like, bounced on, like, just follow my shadow. The glue stick sort of bounced it on that wall, and then on that wall, and then it just kind of, like, somehow, like, circulated back and nearly hit her in the face. Basically, it was inches to basically, like, hitting her in the face, and then it just bounced down and then, like, rolled on the floor. And, like, for me, I was like, because at first she didn't react. She was just, like, on her computer still working. She didn't react. And I was just like, oh, it's not that bad. And even if she kind of, like, gets, you know, agitated or anything, it's me. I hardly cause any trouble, so I'm pretty sure I'll easily get away with this. So, I walked to sort of grab the glue stick, to sort of like just grab the glue stick and walk back to my desk, you know, like easy peasy lemon squeezy, you know, just you walk back and go back. But then she was, as I reached down to the glue stick, like, here's the glue stick and here's my fucking hand, bro, like, just there. And then she's just like, stop, and I'm just like, fuck. Shit, then did she notice? And I think I grabbed the glue. I'm not sure if I grabbed the glue stick and then she told me to drop it, and then I dropped it. I think it was along the lines of she told me to stop and go back to my seat, basically. And then I was like, shit, then, boys, did she notice? Did she see me or something? So she was like, stop, go back to your seat. And then I went back to my seat, sat down, and I was just like, shit, then, boys, what was gonna happen now? And then it just keeps on escalating more and more. That was the part that I nearly killed her. And you might be like, hey, Nich, how does a fucking glue stick kill someone? How? Well, you see, when I threw it, I didn't throw the glue stick, okay? It's a common misconception in my school that I threw the glue stick. I didn't. I blocked it in the air. I smacked it, alright? I didn't throw it at her, okay? Okay? When I smacked the glue stick in the air, it left a dent on the wall. Like, there was a noticeable dent. So I put a lot of force in this. And if she was standing up and was in the face of the glue stick, you know, was in the direction of the glue stick, it would have, like concussed her. I feel like the right term is I nearly concussed my teacher. However, that is not really clickbaity. Who's gonna click on a video I nearly concussed my teacher? I bet one of you don't even know what the meaning of concussed means, alright? People don't know what concussed means, and concussed doesn't carry as much impact as I nearly killed my teacher, alright? Because a lot of people know what killed means, but not a lot of people know what concussed means. And you know, and concussed is a big word, you know, it's a big brain word. Killed is just a small brain word. A lot of people are small brain, you know, majority of people are just average brain, you know. Average brain people can understand killed, while big brain people can understand concussed, you know. So if you don't know what concussed is, then you're not gonna click on the video. However, you know what killed was, so you are gonna click on the video, and that's what you're doing here. Thank you for clicking on this video. Okay, back to what I was saying. And then I think she sat back down, tried to put the YouTube video on, but then she was like, nah, and then she just left out of the classroom. And then as she left, I was like, fuck. Everybody's like looking at me, thinking I nearly killed like an innocent lady, alright? But I didn't, okay? I nearly concussed to get it right, okay? I'm saying killed because it's clickbaity and gets views, okay? Shut the fuck up. So she, you know, walks out the door, and then she comes back in, and then she's like, okay, who did that, you know. And obviously me, I believe in honesty. I believe that you should be honest, you know. In most situations, there's some situations where you could lie and it could help. However, being honest in most situations, you know, is the sort of the virtuous, righteous thing to do. So I was just being honest. I was just like, oh yep, it's me. I think I came up with like some shitty excuse at first. Like I said, I threw it to someone, but then I fucking failed or something. Like my voice was muffled up because I didn't expect this. Because usually when I get in trouble, I sort of calculate and plan. But I didn't. I didn't expect the shit to happen. All right, I didn't expect the shit to happen. I didn't fucking calculate and plan my every step of the move to how I could like convince this woman not to fucking like murder me. But I was just sitting there, just like, fuck. I was just waffling. I was like fucking like talking like absolute bobbish out of my fucking mouth and everything, and I just didn't know what to do. I was like, shit then, boys, shit then, you know. So cause like, what would you do in that situation, you know? Like I didn't see it coming. I was just like, what the fuck. So I was just seeing loads of bullshit, and then I think she tried to fucking play the video again. But then she just like said, I think she whispered like, I can't do this, and then just ran out of the classroom. All right. And then you ask yourself, Nich, how do you know she cried? Well, she got another teacher to hop in our classroom and was like giving us a lecture and everything, being like, oh yeah, just don't try to murder your fucking teacher. Just don't throw glue sticks in the fucking classroom. Like, come on, just don't do that shit. Like, what the fuck? And so I'm just sat there, just like, shit then, boys. This woman is an innocent woman who deserves nothing but the world. And I just made her day like very, very horrible, you know. And then the teacher who's like talking to us, and she said that she's never encountered anything like this, and she's been teaching for like a decade. And I'm like, a fucking decade? What the fuck? And then she's like, oh yeah, and also she's crying. And I'm just like, are you fucking serious? Like, all this guilt was weighed upon me, man. I was just like, are you fucking serious? So you're telling me that a teacher that's been teaching for a fucking decade, bro, a fucking decade, you know, finally like fucking had a problem this bad that she had to run out of the classroom and fucking cry, bro. So you're telling me that I was the first person in 10 years to do something this fucking horrible? And yes, I was. The guilt just weighed upon me, and I was just like, oh my fucking god, are you serious, bro? Oh my god, oh my Jesus fuck. You know. And I was scared. I was shitting myself, not gonna lie. I will be honest, I was shitting myself, bro. So now you would ask yourself, Nich, what punishments did I get? You know, what punishments did Nicholas get? Comment down below what you think. You know, is it like fucking detention, expulsion, all that kind of crap, you know, fucking beaten by parents? None. I got no punishment at all. Yep. And your face of shock, I can't see your face, but your face of shock is making my day now. I got no punishments for that. And the horrible thing is, I was shitting myself because I believe the day after that was parents' evening, where your parents sort of coming, and then they like talk to the teachers and everything, and like basically just tell your parents how your progress is going. So for that parents' evening, my sister came. Because like my mom is busy with stuff, so my sister came, and I was like, holy shit. Like, I thought it was like, it's not gonna be that bad, because sometimes my sister does cover up for me, so it's not gonna be that bad when my teacher just unloads of all that horrible thing I did. My sister obviously sat there, and I was just like waiting for like her to just say like, oh yeah, so your brother nearly fucking murdered me with a fucking glue stick. How the fuck do you feel, my nigga? You know, I was waiting for that. But comment down below what you think she did. Just comment down below what you think she did. It's going to blow your mind. You done? Okay, so she just told my sister about all the things that happened before the glue stick incident. Nah, she was quite nice. I was one of them people who just didn't look for trouble in the class because I didn't hate her. I'm pretty sure if I hate a teacher or like just want to mess with the teacher, I would mess with the teacher. Okay, although I said I'm a good boy, you know, sometimes it's kind of funny just to laugh, you know. But you know, I didn't hate her. She was a nice woman. She was a very lovely woman. The one bad thing she said about me was I should like learn about keywords. That was just it. The thing is that the only keyword I know is a glue stick, if you know what I mean. Okay, I should stop. Jesus Christ. After the meeting and everything, she just shook my sister's hands and we went to the next subject. And I'm just like, what the fuck just happened? I was like, holy shit, bro. Fam, what the fuck? Shit. I was like in shock. I thought she was like gonna like say something, but nothing happened. And I was just like, what? Oh, I'll take it. Miracles do happen. I'll take it. Thank you. Because obviously when the glue stick thing happened, the word spread around like wildfire. Okay, like loads of people were talking about this. I think even the teachers knew about this actually. So basically during parents evening, which was the day after the glue stick incident, I was walking to a teacher who is not Mrs. Teacher, a different teacher that teaches a different subject. So I was walking to her, you know, with like a pen. So I had a pen in my hand and I was walking and I dropped my pen. Because I think because it was before I met Mrs. Teacher, so I was like a bit anxious. So I dropped my pen, you know, obviously being anxious and stuff while I was walking to this teacher. And what she replied to me, you know, this different teacher, okay, she was like, oh my gosh, Nicholas, are you trying to throw your pen at me? And like, I was just like, oh my fucking god, she knows? What the fuck? She knows? What the fuck, bro? Is she making jokes? What the fuck? Oh, what? Bro, what the fuck? Fam, like, I don't know if, like, it was coincidence afterwards, but like I dropped my pen and she was just like, oh Nicholas, are you trying to throw your pen at me? Because the whole thing with the glue stick incident is that I threw a glue stick at her, but I did not, okay, you know. So she was like, are you throw your pen at me? And I'm just like, oh, okay, Jesus Christ. I picked up my pen and I was like, nah, did like a nervous laughter. I was like, nah, and then I sat down and then we talked, but that was just it. That was just it with her, you know. And like my heart skipped a beat because I was just like, how the fuck did she know? And then the next day I confronted that teacher about it. I was just like, okay, like what was that about, you know? Because I think my friends did tell her about the incident. She was just like, oh Nicholas, did you throw a glue stick at your fucking teacher? And I'm just like, I thought you knew already. And she was just like, nah. And I was like, then why did you say, are you trying to throw the fucking thing? And I was just like, oh, it was just it was coincidence is basically what I was trying to say, okay? Like, all of the millions of things she could say, like, oh, Nicholas, you're clumsy. Oh, Nicholas, learn how to hold your pen. She fucking says, are you trying to throw a fucking pen at me, bro? Like, oh my fucking god. Choose your words wisely, woman. Jesus. After that, and I believe it was the day after parents evening, or maybe it was the day of parents evening, I obviously apologized to Mrs. Teacher for nearly killing her, nearly concussing her with a glue stick that I smacked in the air. Okay, so I'm there, like, I think it was during lunch. And like, I was such a pussy. I was such a pussy because I was just like, okay, how will I do this? Or should I go up to her and be like, hello, blah blah blah. I was just such a pussy. I didn't know what to say. So during lunch, I got my friends to sort of like just stand behind me to sort of give me like some sort of moral support or something like that. Like fucking Goku when he's charging like a spirit bomb and everybody raises their hand to like fucking send the spirit waves. I just wanted them to do that shit to me. All right, so I can get some sort of like energy behind me. All right, so I go to my teacher. Alright, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sorry for like fucking doing all this kind of stuff. I didn't throw the glue stick, someone threw in the air, and I think I told her like everything that had happened. And I was like, I think I said sorry like about 14 times in that sentence, bro. Like, it's insane how many times like I said sorry, and I was like just apologizing over and over again. And still though, if you're watching this, Mrs. Teacher, I'm so sorry. I'm extremely sorry that had happened. Okay, I know you're cool with it and all, and I know you're happy and shit, but I'm extremely sorry. I'm so sorry. Please, I'm sorry. All right. So yeah, I apologize to her for basically nearly fucking killing her and shit. All right, I didn't kill her, concuss her for nearly concussing her and shit. if you're not into the happy ending of this story, if you're not like into like, oh, I wanted Nick to get fucking detention and like get fucking massacred and destroyed and crucified and all that kind of stuff, then I feel like you should click off the video now, because this is where it sort of like transcends into a wholesome ending right now, because the story does have a very wholesome ending, and I am going to say it right here. But if you're not here for wholesome endings, you just wanted to hear the bit of how I nearly killed my teacher with the glue stick and made her cry, then yeah, that bit is done. But here's the wholesome ending, here's the aftermath. You can call it, it's like a 3-part series, I guess, which is like throwing of the glue stick, the horribleness and the feeling of guilt, and then the aftermath, the wholesome aftermath. Okay, it's a three-part story that's going on here. So the next lesson we have with her, she's like a lot more calmer. Like it's a bit tense, but it's a lot more calm. And then as each lesson progresses on, the tension kind of eases off, and then we sort of just get back to ourselves. Like everybody in the class has sort of like learned some sort of lesson to not, you know, be dickheads. Likewise with me as well. So we don't be dickheads to her, and we don't like obviously make her, you know, do that all over again and shit, you know. So yeah, she's just like obviously easing off, and everything turns back to normal. And I believe one time actually during one of her revision lessons, someone like she was like asking the whole class to obviously return back equipment, like bring back the glue sticks and stuff, and someone threw a glue stick, like chucked, like just passed a glue stick at her, and then she caught it, and then someone else was like, oh my gosh, miss, you're very good at catching glue sticks. And do you know what this woman said? This woman, like, I think she looked at me and was just like, well, yeah, of course I'm catching glue sticks. Isn't that right, Nicholas? And I'm just like, oh my god, you... And then everybody looks at me, because obviously everybody knows the fucking story, the glue stick incident and shit. Everybody just looks at me, and they all immediately know. But she basically implied... the whole glue stick incident, and I was just like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's one way to show that she was all right with it, because she was making jokes with it, you know. I mean, she could have been concussed and shit, but she was just like making jokes and like just playing it off and just being, you know, just a good sport, I guess. Obviously I did my exams, that passed, and then after exams was prom. But you know when there's like a fucking door thing up there, kind of like there, you know, on my door frame on the camera, if I can point, yeah, that thing, you know, where it has that top bit, you know. So whenever you know, if you're like, I don't know, if you're like 14, 13, or you have the mental age of a 13-year-old, you just want to jump down, do that, you know, just dump that. And basically we were doing I didn't do it, all right. So my friends were like walking, and then one of my friends did that onto another person, and then I think like my head teacher or something like that, or principal, I don't even know what he is, to be fair. He like, because like when they did it, I like, oh, I saw them do it, and then like I was like, hey guys and shit, and then I think I ran and I think I jumped on him, and then my head teacher or principal, I don't even know what his occupation was, he came up to me and was just like, oh, what are you doing? Because obviously prom was taking place in a different location that isn't school, because he was like, oh, we don't own this place, blah blah blah, you shouldn't do this, and blah blah blah. And he was basically, I was like, are you gonna give me a detention, or are you gonna like fucking do stuff? Because legally I'm not part of your school anymore. Like, I'm legally not part of like the school anymore, because I think legally once you finish your last GCSEs, you're like not basically part of that school anymore. Like technically you don't have to listen to the teachers, because basically you're not part of the school anymore. So obviously this was post-exam, and it was prom. So I was like, are you gonna give me a detention? How are you gonna give me a detention, dude? We're like literally like we're literally like, what was it, like, I think it was like 20 kilometers away from school. We're like, we're literally 20 kilometers away from school, right? You're like, are you gonna give me a detention, dude? Like, are you gonna like tell me like to fucking walk all the way back to school and then fucking sit in a classroom like my nigga? Like, come on, dude, come on. So I'm just there, just like, dude, can I just go back to my seat, dude, and just sit the fuck down, bruh? Like, I can't be fucked with this shit. And then I think my teacher did coming, and my teacher was the savior of that situation. Mrs. Teacher, she came in and she was like, nah, Nicholas isn't the one that did that. It's a misunderstanding. Just let him go, and blah blah blah. And I'm just sitting there, just like, damn. So you're telling me, in order to get people to be nice to you, you just have to throw a glue stick in their fucking head. That sounds like a shout, bro. So next time someone's being mean to me, I'm just gonna throw a glue stick. If they survive that, they're just gonna be nice to me afterwards. Fucking hell. Yeah, but for real, she was just like genuinely being nice. She was like, "Oh, Nicholas didn't do that, blah blah blah." Because I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I'm telling this nigga like I didn't do it. But like he's saying that, "Oh, yeah, I'm the one that fucking slammed the fucking door thing," and I'm just like, "Yeah, I didn't do it." And then she obviously came in clutch, and she was just like, "Yeah, he didn't do it." She told the truth, which is the actual truth. All right. And then she basically got me off, and I think she pulled me. Well, she didn't pull me. She was just like, I was just like, "Oh shit," and I think I went up to her. And then I like afterwards, and then I was like, "Oh, thank you for that." And then she was just like, "Oh, nah, it's fine." She was like, "Yeah, it's fine." Something about like, and then she brought the whole situation about the glue stick, and she was like, "Oh yeah, it's fine. Like, don't worry about the whole glue stick thing. Like, blah blah blah." And I'm just like, "Oh, you have to be one of the most wholesomest woman ever. All right, this is why I say this is an extremely freaking wholesome ending. All right, because she's freaking wholesome, my nigga. Like, what the fuck, bro?" And I think afterwards we took a picture. I'm gonna leave it on screen. The way she said it to me was just like, "Let's take a picture so you remember the teacher you nearly killed with a glue stick," or something like that. Or, "Let's take a picture so you remember the teacher that you threw a glue stick at." Very wholesome of her to do that, alright? It's very wholesome of her to sort of suggest that and then say that. And I was just like, wow, you are like so wholesome. Jesus Christ, oh my god. Like, he's one of them people that you just remember, not because of the fact that I nearly murdered her with a glue stick, oh no, but the fact that she was like nice, you know, even after that horrible thing happened. You know, I feel like there's a lesson to learn with this, is that more people should sort of be nice, even though after a horrible thing has happened. They should sort of like not, you know, be offended by that, I guess. You know, I know like some situations it's like it's happened over and over again, but so if it's like happened like at least if it's happened once, you know, like the teacher said, in 10 years it's only happened, this is the first time it's happened, you know. So if it's happened once, then I feel like you should sort of be nice to that person. You should sort of be like, "Hey, I know you've done this bad thing to me," and sort of like give them like a sort of second chance, basically even like a second chance. And I feel like that's like a lesson to be learned, and it did give me a life lesson. I did like learn something from her, you know. Not it sounds retarded because it's just like, "Oh yeah, I learned something from a teacher." Well, duh, that's the whole point of having teachers. Like, Jesus Christ, Nich. But yeah, I did learn something other than the subject she was hired to teach, you know. I learned that, yeah, like, even when horrible things happen and people, you know, do stupid shit, you should sort of find it in your heart to sort of forgive them and be nice to them. And that sort of like stuck with me. I'm pretty sure when I'm like, what, like 50 years old on my deathbed, 50 years old on my deathbed, what the fuck, Nick? When I'm like 80 years old or 100 years old on my deathbed, you know, I'm you know, I'm like, I've been through some shit or some shit, whatever, I'm just gonna sit down and be like, wow, that teacher really stuck out for me. Like, oh my gosh, like, bless her, man. Like, honestly, I'm gonna remember that shit, you know, till as long as I freaking live. All right, I don't care. I'm just gonna fucking remember her. All right. But yeah, that's the whole story of how I nearly killed my teacher with a glue stick. I hope you enjoyed. If you decided to stick around and listen to the wholesome ending, I hope you obviously enjoyed that as well. You know, fuck it, if you stuck around to listen to the wholesome ending, comment wholesome ending down below in the comment section so we can all confused all the horrible people that didn't stick around to watch the end of the wholesome part of this video. If you were a masochist or a sadist or a horrible person, I know I'm a horrible person for, you know, obviously making this video, but if you're a horrible person just like me and you just didn't watch the wholesome ending of this video, then what the fuck, dude? Come on, dude. Teespring is up if you want to buy some epic stuff. I've been working with art. Nich art is there. My Instagram, my links and everything is there. Patreon down there. And for my teacher watching this, I am extremely sorry. Alright, I know I've said it like millions of times, but I am so sorry. And you're probably just gonna like murder me for making this video. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. There's some No Nut November stuff coming out actually, so yeah. And Mrs. Teacher, if you're watching this, I'm extremely sorry, okay? Like, so freaking sorry, dude.